Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be suggesting Christmas gift ideas as part of an ongoing series I kickstarted a couple of weeks ago with women's gift ideas. In this video, I'm going to be focused on the man who has everything. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I manage a luxury lifestyle management business in London. My content is largely educationally focused and geared towards people who are typically new to money or keen to explore alternate mid-lux or super brands that are a little under the radar but still heavily weighted on quality. A good number of my gift suggestions will come from current client inquiries I'm working through. I have a sizable number of male clients aged 50 and above, so they've influenced my list quite a bit, but regardless, I haven't discriminated on age. Everything is relevant to anybody with an interest for the finer things in life or a little more discerning in what they like. But I've also gone for stuff that's going to be useful during the pandemic, but just as relevant once the cloud lifts. My first gift suggestion is a small leather good. In the fashion world, an SLG is a wallet, but in this context, it's your leather-bound items. So whether it is a credit card, business card, passport holder, or your leather-bound notebooks or diaries. I'm more inclined to recommend the notebooks and also the diaries, and in particular the full-page ones. I find they work fantastically well with my older clients, my 50 plus, but any age group would appreciate a really nice leather-bound diary, and furthermore something that's personalized. So you either put the initials, name, a phrase, date, family crest, whatever works, either in the corner, in the middle, whatever you choose, but a really nice solid leather-bound diary. 3 really good British brands for this segment, 2 mid-tier. The first one is a brand called Letts, Letts, and their small diaries start at £30. This includes personalization. My next is Aspinal of London, and they're priced at about £75. And then right at the top end, and the one I really would like to recommend, is a British brand called Smythson. And Smythson flies the British flag incredibly highly for luxury stationery. They are the gold standard. And their stationery across the board is absolutely beautiful, but their diaries are legendary. And I find they work very well with my older clients because they like the idea of writing things down, whether they write their thoughts in the notebook or in the diary, their dates, their appointments, or they jot notes during meetings. Writing is an art form that's getting lost over the years, and I talk to clients and they'll say, oh my goodness, unless I'm writing things down in my notebook or my diary, I can go for weeks, if not months, without actually writing stuff down. Smythson's diaries start at 135 and go through to about 275. This excludes personalization, but it's a phenomenal brand. They have a number of branches in the United Kingdom and also one in Paris in Le Bon Marché. But the quality, as I said, it's the gold standard. The diaries are absolutely beautiful and they make for very nice presents. My next suggestion is personalized fragrances. The 2 I'd like to recommend, Penalighons and Floris, I mentioned in my British toiletries video, which I'll attach above. And they have 2 personalization services. Penalighons is a half service whereby you meet with the master perfumer and you choose 4 top notes, 4 base notes, and then he puts together a fragrance exclusively for you. That costs £295. Then you have Floris with a much higher service, a fully customized fragrance, costs £500. You meet with the master perfumer for champagne, for nibbles, the whole 9 yards, and they put together a fragrance exclusively for you. The other option is in the women's gift ideas, I'll attach that video above, is the Diptyque candle. Diptyque have the option to personalize their candles and also their fragrances with your message or your initials or whatever it is engraved on the candle or the fragrance. And with the candles, you can go a step further where you can get a little capsule inserted into the candle, and as the candle burns and it melts, then the capsule is exposed, and you can write in that capsule a handwritten note. So it's incredibly romantic. You can either propose or just declare undying love in that. It's a really nice touch. So you have Diptyque for that option as well. And then my third suggestion is your quirky, fun but still very useful gadgets. I have a number of gadgets I'd like to recommend, and these work fantastically well during this pandemic. My first is a water cooler. It helps you, first of all, keep your water cool for up to 24 hours, but also it ensures you take in your required dose of liquids for the day. It's a steel case with a really nice leather-bound handle on top, and then a ceramic mug that comes with it. Has the capacity for 70 ounces, which is just a drop under 2 liters. So you can keep that at work on your desk, or if you're working from home, then at least you have that sense of, I'm in the office, you're removed from just walking around and getting distracted, but you have your water there on your desk and you can just get on with things. And all the prices and where to buy the items I will include in the description box down below. So you have the water cooler, you also have 2 freezable beer glasses. At the end of the day, hard work, 2 freezable beer glasses, you have your beer and you relax and enjoy them. In that, I'd like to also throw in the Fizzics Draftpour. I'm reliably informed that the best way to drink and enjoy beer is in the draft format. So you can pop in a bottle or a can into the Fizzics Draftpour, and then it enables you to pour out the beer in the draft format. Works really well for your in-house entertainment if you have a bar at home or just in the kitchen, and you come home, you just want a really nice beer after a long day's work. I'd also like to throw into that equation a self-cleaning water bottle. People who carry their water bottle around with them all the time, and especially with the importance of sanitizing. This particular one is self-cleaning, as I mentioned, and it has UV LED light, so it's able to self-clean, and it remains germ-free. So something that's quite relevant for now, and you just carry on using it going forward, whether it's to the office or the gym. The other gadget I really like, and this is for my clients who typically have homes all over the world, it's called the Nest IQ camera. It's an indoor security camera. There are a lot of cameras, domestic cameras in the market, but this one is head and shoulders ahead of its competitors because the software is absolutely amazing. The connectivity is very good. And more so, the picture quality is flawless. It also has a loudspeaker plugged in, which is very clear and audible. So wherever you are in the world and something happens, triggers your camera, you are able to talk to that person through the camera. So that's something that, if you have many homes, something for you to consider. And then a couple more suggestions. The other one is a mirror. People are not going to work, pretty much exercising from home or out and about. But if you are somebody who really wants to exercise, you want to maintain your form, there is a mirror. It's a full-size mirror, and it's able to project exercises, monitor your progress, your form, keep a tab of what's going on, show you different exercises, different workouts. It's a complete workout at home, life-size mirror with a live model that comes through visuals. And then my final recommendation in this quirky zone is your distraction-free phone. And this is something I get requested. I get a lot of requests from my older clients. A distraction-free phone essentially enables you to just phone and text. You don't have access to any other facility. And that way my clients feel they have a level of control over their lives in terms of when and how people can reach them. And they're very much present wherever they are. They're not distracted by their phone or things to look up, emails to check, or graphs to download. They're contactable if need be, and then they can always do other things as and when they choose. And the distraction-free phone is something I highly recommend, because a lot of people do talk and do mention how the world has changed so much with the smartphone, and people are not present. People don't totally switch off and engage with you, but they're busy looking at other things whilst trying to do something else. But a distraction-free phone is amazing. And then my next suggestion, I'd like to move on to experiences. You can't go wrong with experiences. Your cliche, your mani pedis, can't go wrong with those. And now with a change in times, men are now wearing nail varnish. Just look at David Beckham for inspiration. I'd also like to throw into there something that's really fun and my clients love, particularly if they've had a crazy week in London or they've had a long flight in, is your professional wet shave. Either going somewhere specifically to get it done, and I highly recommend on St. James Street, Truefitt and Hill, Royal Warranted Company, and they are the oldest barber shop in the world. So you go there for a professional wet shave. Professional wet shave versus a dry shave. With the wet shave, I find from my clients that it gives you a much closer and neater shave. So it's something, if you've never done, I recommend for the experience, for the pampering. It's amazing. Or if you prefer to do something at home and you want to have really good products and creams, then I highly recommend a company called DR Harris, also located on St. James's Street, and they have fantastic products. I would like to recommend they have a really nice old-fashioned fragrance. It's very citrusy, called Arlington. Or if you want something fresh, something newer, then Windsor will work an absolute treat for you. And then my next recommendation will be the private dining experience. If you're somebody who likes entertaining at home at a very high level, you want to recreate the Michelin restaurant experience at home, then you can have a chef come into your home, prepare the food, serve it, and even tidy up. And if need be, if your party is big enough, they can bring additional staff. They will coordinate with a sommelier and make sure you have the appropriate wine to go with your meal. And then at the end, they tidy up and you just sit back in the tranquility and comfort of your home and just eat, drink, and be merry with your guests. Or if you prefer cooking, then you have the option of a company called HelloFresh, who will deliver to you fresh produce. It's natural, it's unprocessed, and if possible organic, but it's always locally sourced. And you can prepare whatever the meal is that you would like to prepare. Or if you'd like to prepare recipes, they will provide you with the portions and whatever you need, including the recipe, and you can recreate that at home for yourself. Another option would be, gift option would also be a subscription, whether it's a subscription to a magazine or to an amazing new platform called Masterclass All Access. It's a platform where masters in a particular skill sell their courses. So for example, people like Gordon Ramsay, Ann Winter, Thomas Keller, who I mentioned in my chocolate video, which I'll attach above, and they sell access to their skills. So they will teach you how to recreate some of their better known dishes or just give you tips and tricks. And then another option is a lot of my clients are still traveling. There's a company called Aesop, and Aesop, you will notice, it's a beauty brand, and they're very much focused on very high quality plant-based products. And Aesop is a brand that you'll always see in your 10, 20, 30 million pound properties when they have viewings on TV, on the internet. You'll always see it in the bathroom, the brown bottles. It's everywhere. Fantastic product placement. They pretty much have cornered the market, but their products are very good. And they have a specific departure kit. Retails for £45. As I said, I will include all the details in the description box of the different products I've spoken about. But they have a departure kit, and in that they have a range of products, a selection of products that are so relevant for the pandemic and with traveling and what you need, what's really vital for you. So they have a couple of hydrating face masks, a hydrating face mist. There's also lip balm, there is toothpaste, there's mouthwash, and then they have hand sanitizer and hand cream. So it's a really nice travel kit. That's all you need when you're traveling. You'll be very well taken care of. And then also within the travel space, there's a company that literally stormed the scene. It's a new kid on the block in the last couple of years. It's called Avatura, and Avatura comes from the Gucci family. It's owned by the privately by the Gucci family, and Avatura is very much focused on your private jet or first class luxury carry-on luggage. They produce exquisite handmade, the world's only handmade and hand assembled luxury carry-on suitcases. 100% produced in Italy, and they come in 3 colors, either in black, in grey, in walnut, or leather, and with a signature woven leather, a number of panels on the luxury suitcase. But what's really interesting about them and sets them apart is that they haven't really focused on your traditional leather craftsmanship in terms of making the suitcases, but they've gone for cutting edge technology, and they have a retractable, an automatically retractable handle, and also silent wheels. It's a fantastic package. It's fit for your first class, for your private jet. They are beautiful suitcases, don't make any noise, the handle retracts, and they really look the part in a private jet or in first class. They wouldn't be out of place at all. And then my next suggestion is custom shoes. If you're somebody who typically dresses up, you wear custom-made suits or very well-made, ready-to-wear or made-to-measure suits, then it's only a natural progression if you're not already wearing your custom shoes, or just for the experience, somebody who just wants to try that. But one thing I can tell you is once you try or you venture into the realm of custom made shoes, it's very difficult to go back. They are expensive, but you pay for the comfort, the elegance, the quality of the craft, the quality of the material used, the craftsmanship. You're buying into the prestige of just custom shoes, and also the heritage of the brand. There's some very good brands in this space. I'd like to recommend brands such as John Lobb. There's Edward Green, depending on very much on your style, but one I really like, and if I was a man, it's a brand I would wear. Their style is fantastic. It's Gaziano and Girling, and their custom shoes start at £6,250. But what you're paying for is the last, and then subsequent shoes are cheaper. They're around the £5,000 mark, but you're paying for that initial last, and it's a mold of your exact shoe. So the shoes they make for you are made perfectly for you. It's something that, if the budget allows, I always say you have to try it, because you just don't go back once you've done it. But if the budget doesn't stretch, or you want a different option, then I'd highly recommend your driver shoes. And a brand that does driver shoes incredibly well is Tod's. They're arguably the gold standard when it comes to just your ready-to-wear driver shoes. They're very comfortable, they fit like a glove, and they come in suede. And then my next recommendation is for somebody who really likes music, who appreciates music, who has a very good sound system at home, and they want to focus on very good, high quality leisure listening. Then I would recommend your top of the range headphones. There are a couple of brands headphones I'd like to recommend, but this is for somebody who is literally a hardcore audiophile. You can't be any less, so you need the equipment, you need very good audiophiles as well, so the quality of the music is good for you to hear through the headphones. And the two I'd like to recommend, the first one is a brand called Sennheiser, and in particular the HD 820 retails for £2,000, and it's an over-the-ear closed back headphone. And my top recommendation, and this is for somebody who wants nothing but the best, who can afford it, it's arguably one of the most expensive speakers in the one of the most expensive headphones in the market, but you're literally paying for quality. The sound is incredible. You have the separation where you can hear every single instrument in that music very clearly. It's clear, it's crisp, it's precise, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find another headphone that will be just as good, if not better, than this particular one. And it's a brand called Focal, and the particular range is called Utopia. Retails for £3,250. It's an over-the-ear and it's open back headphone. It means air is able to freely move in and out, and therefore you get a more natural and transparent sound. My next recommendation is personal shopping, and in particular for my older clients, but it works well for anyone. And I say in particular my older clients because I find with my 50-plus-year-olds, they are pretty set in their ways. They're also very busy. They're captains of industry. They have their priorities on other things, but they still need to look good, look the part for work. And personal shopping means you pair them up with somebody who knows what they like, who understands their lifestyle and how important first impression is, and just looking good. And they're able to suggest things and help push them out of their comfort zone. It's something that I highly recommend to any man at least once in your life. Get a personal shopping session, buy a personal shopping session for somebody, and just get them to look at fashion from a different angle, and get somebody who has a keen eye, who knows what to recommend, what works with your build, what works with your color, your skin color, to recommend the best for you. And if you strike up a rapport, it's a lot easier for someone to keep sending new things to you every season, and you can stay on top of trends and just carry on looking good all the time. My final recommendation, this is an interesting one because it's something that once you have it, then you realize just how useful it is. It is binoculars, and in particular from a brand called Leica. Leica is great for binoculars and for photographic equipment, but I really like they're binoculars in particular because of the quality of the lenses and how clear the pictures are. You can use them for so many things, whether you are out on safari or game drive to be able to see the animals, you are whale spotting, train spotting, plane spotting, at the theatre being able to get a really close look at the stage and the costumes and the production. Once you have a pair of binoculars, you just think, how did I ever survive without them? But I've given you a lot of different things to consider depending on people's budgets, tastes, and lifestyles. If there's something you'd like to know in a bit more detail, do let me know as always in the comments down below. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.